Hey poses, welcome back to another one of the Black and White Delights review of Smackdown. First off, as always, would like to thank my new subscribers. However, this week, I kind of have to, there's a little bit of a computer error. At the beginning of this week, from last week's Smackdown review to now, I did not receive many emails on who was a new subscriber. However, I did see that my subscribers went up. I think there was about 6 that subscribed, but I didn't get the emails to say who. So I have started getting emails again, and in the comment box, if you want to let me know who you are, who subscribed last week, I will give you an honorary mention next week during my Smackdown review. But for the couple people for emails that I did get, I'd like to welcome HD Wrestling, Nutsy 1967, Extreme Attitude 2010, and MDFU. I guess let's jump into this week's edition of Smackdown.
Get ready for the Smackdown! Get ready for the Smackdown! How you gonna react when you're put on your back now? Cause there's no turning back when you're facing the Smackdown!
This week's Smackdown is in my backyard of Fresno, California. Kicked the show right off with Rey Mysterio versus Kane in a no disqualification match. Holy crap. This is a great way, in my opinion, to kick off this show. I love it. I mean, Rey Mysterio and Kane are two great workers, in my opinion, although Rey's, about dead, because he can barely walk, but they work pretty well together. So it was a good way to kick off the show. Early on in the match, Kane goes for a kendo stick. As he's getting in the ring, Rey, kicks him with his little kick thingy to his leg, takes a kendo stick, and he tries to, he starts using it on Kane's legs to try to chop the big man down. Some good action outside the ring between Rey and Kane. Rey hit a nice drop toe hold on Kane under the steel steps, and then he had a West Coast pop off the commentary table on the outside. These guys actually really did, in my opinion, for an opening bout, these guys really did use the no disqualification clause pretty well. Could have done better. Could have been worse. Really, I mean, it was great. But in the end, Kane went to bring a steel chair in the ring. Rey Mysterio again got the chair from Kane. Then Rey Mysterio started using it on Kane's leg and back. Rey hit a 619. But then when he went to go either for a West Coast pop or a splash or something, Kane, when he was springboarding in there and Kane caught him, choke slammed him right on the chair, and got the 3. Kane, your World Heavyweight Champion, gets the victory clean in the opening of SmackDown. Let's go to the Ranger ranking calculator to find out what I gave this match. 4 That's right, 4 out of 5 Red Rangers. This was the match of the night, in my opinion. I thought this was a great match, kick off the show. Great work. These two guys were just on fire, I think. Afterward, Alberto Del Rio came out, wondering what was wrong with it. Like, oh, you look like you're going to die. You look like you're a dying dog. I guess I'll have to put you down. And then he starts throwing him around and beating the crap out of him. And he puts his arm in between the chair and he just right into the ring post. So, pretty good work by Alberto and Rey Mysterio to kind of build up Alberto as a very dangerous superstar. Next we go to match 2 of the night, which is CM Punk versus JTG. It was an okay match. Not much offense by JTG. It was good to see CM Punk back in full in-ring competition because he's been out with that after his arm surgery for a while. So it's good to see him in his first match back, full-time. I know he's been like a tag match or something, but he really didn't do anything. He kicked somebody in the back of the head. So, as you can tell, CM Punk dominated, and then he hit the GTS on JTG, and then he hit the Anaconda Vice, which I'm glad to see the Anaconda Vice again. And JTG, after a decent little time, he held out there for a little bit, tapped out. So, let's go to the Ranger ranking calculator, find out what I gave this match. 2 out of 5 Black Rangers. It wasn't a horrible squash match, but really it was a glorified squash match. So I gave it 2 just because it was good to see CM Punk back, and they both worked pretty well together. After the match, CM Punk calls the SES in the ring, and he berates them. and he tells them that, you know, that they got to do better or be gone. So, you know, I guess they're looking to either build up the SCS more, or they're looking to destroy it, which Serena's been fired, so who knows where they're going with it now. Next, we go to a backstage promo with Teddy Long and Rosa Mendez. Rosa Mendez is sitting there with some kind of workout equipment showing how she can whack people off. I guess she's like interning for the under the desk position. There wasn't much to that, and Teddy just said she's doing a great job and walk out, and she did. Then Hornswoggle comes in, and there's just this pointless banter between Teddy Long and Hornswoggle. Hornswoggle says he's been spying on Lay Cool, and they're playing charades, and then, you know, Hornswoggle goes to write down what he means, and then it's just lines, and it's really stupid. And Teddy says Hornswoggle has potential, which we all know, after the past 2 or 3 years, Hornswoggle has no potential. So anyway, next up we have a video promo, which is grooming tips with Dashing Cody Rhodes, where he tells us that we have to shave every part of our body, which, you know, I'm okay with grooming and all that, but the guy's like, you need to shave your legs. Now, she was very weird about, you know, when she came on the screen, and yes, I'm saying she on purpose, just, it looks so weird. You don't shave your legs, you know, you can groom, but don't shave everything, unless you're weird. I don't know. It's just, this is starting to freak me out a little bit. I don't know what's going on with this guy. Next, we go to the third match of the night, which is Dolph Ziggler versus Kofi Kingston for the Intercontinental Championship. And if Dolph gets disqualified, Kofi wins the IC title. So, not much happened before the break. There was a break pretty early in the match, but after the break, Kofi missed a nice, like right when they came back, Kofi came off the top rope, got beautiful elevation, and missed a guillotine leg drop, came right down on his tailbone. It looked like it sucked. A little bit after that, Ziggler hit a nice boot on Kofi Kingston's face. I think Kofi went to back off the ropes and go to hit a clothesline or something. Dolph just put his boot right in Kofi's mouth. Really sucked. Kofi Kingston then hit an SOS close to the ropes. Dolph Ziggler grabbed the rope. The referee did count 3, but then he canceled it out because he saw that Dolph had his hands on the rope. So this match continues. Not long after that, while the referee's not looking, Vicky Guerrero slaps Kofi Kingston while he's by the ropes. And then Dolph berates Vicky, saying, "Don't ruin this for me. Do not ruin this for me." So it was actually a really great, it was actually a really good part of dissension between them two, and it actually made a little bit of sense. Kofi Kingston then hits an awesome crossbody. Dolph and Kofi sell this bad boy incredibly. Incredibly, they sell this move. And then on the outside, Kofi hits another crossbody on Dolph, and he kind of lands on his side. It looks like it sucked. And then when they're both crawling, they both hit a double clothesline on the outside. And then when they're both crawling in the ring, Vicky pulls Dolph back out. Dolph gets counted out. Kofi Kingston wins by count out, but it wasn't DQ, so the title stays in the hands. What a crappy way to end this great match. This was a really good match, and I would have really loved to see Ziggler go over in this one. So let's go to the Ranger ranking calculator to find out how I rank this match. 3 out of 5 Yellow Rangers. That's just because the ending. It would have been 4, but it's just the ending was stupid. I didn't like it. I think Dolph should have gone over. But it kind of makes sense for the story. After the match, Dolph Ziggler, runs through the crowd with Kofi Kingston and Chase. Match 4 of the night is Jack Swagger versus MVP in a shoot challenge. It was really boring. MVP basically in the end just got DQ'd because he just sucker punched MVP right in the face because Swagger was beating him in the shoot challenge. So let's go to the Ranger ranking calculator to find out what I gave this match. 1 out of 5 White Rangers. It was kind of the dull point of the night. It wasn't that great. I mean, Swagger just kind of dominated MVP. MVP kind of punched him. After the match, Swagger got him locked in the ankle lock on the outside of the ring. And now Jack Swagger is going to be hosting MVP's VIP Lounge. I really hope they kind of step up this feud because, it seems like this feud is bringing Swagger down to mid-card, I was really hoping this feud would bring MVP up to main event, or upper card. So, I don't know. Backstage promo in the back, Team Lay Cool is in the back doing a photo shoot, and then they're talking to the photo people, and they say they're flawless, and then Cabal says they're flawless, and then they say something they have planned for the 900th edition of Raw. Yay! So, I don't know, it's kind of dumb. So, and then they kind of talk their plans, and Layla was looking pretty good tonight, though, I have to admit. We go to the 5th match of the night, which is a squash match. Actually, kind of surprising. It was Alberto Del Rio versus a local jobber. It was actually a halfway decent squash match. The guy didn't lose in 30 seconds. I mean, there was actually a couple-minute match, and the guy actually got a little bit of offense in. I kind of like those jobber matches where even though he's a jobber, he still gets a little bit of offense in to kind of show what he can do. But Alberto Del Rio did he did that snap the snap roll into an armbar, and he just tapped out. And so let's go to the Ranger ranking calculator to find out what I gave this squash match. It was a fairly decent squash match. The jobber got some decent time. He took a nice spill to the outside. He sold it well. So, good job. Alright, next we go to the main event, which is the 6th match of the night, The Big Show versus Luke Gallows. It was kind of a Big Show dominating match like normal. I mean, the Big Show dominated. They went outside the ring for a little bit. The Big Show hit a nice frying pan chop on the commentary table on Luke Gallows. Joey Mercury was around, and he was kind of scared. I don't know, he got something on his shoulder. Something must have happened to him. So, and remember, CM Punk was watching from the back, kind of shaking his head, saying, "Oh no." It was not that great of a main event, but it was okay. There was a point towards the end where Luke Gallows actually got the Big Show down on one knee, and he was working on him. But in the end, the Big Show just hit that big punch to the face and he got the 1, 2, 3. Luke Gallows lost to the Big Show. Let's go to the Ranger ranking calculator to find out what I gave this match. 2 out of 5 Green Rangers. The match kind of underdelivered in my opinion. I think Luke Gallows could really use a good pusher. I really think that Gallows and Mercury should be a tag team, and they should go for the unified tag titles. A, it would give them a chance to showcase their talent against the Hart Dynasty, and B, it would actually give the tag titles a reason to come back to SmackDown for a while. Going to the main portion of the night now, which is the return of The Undertaker. The Undertaker says that he looks dead, but he's not. You could have fooled me, because you look dead. And he's probably just acting that way because they want him to look sickly and elderly. I don't know. He says SmackDown is his yard, and that he's not going to pardon the guilty because he is the dead man. Kane comes out and he just says that that he is the dominant brother and he has nothing left to prove. Your Undertaker made mention that Kane said that he is the devil's favorite servant, and then the Undertaker says, "Well, I am the one who made the devil's house, brick by brick, and when the devil calls, he calls me sir." I have to say, this was an incredible way to finish off SmackDown. I loved it. SmackDown over-delivered tonight, in my opinion. But let's go to the Ranger ranking calculator to find out what I gave this night as a whole. That's right, 4 out of 5 Blue Rangers. This week totally recovered from last week. Last week sucked balls, in my opinion. I know I got a lot of flack for saying that, but this week really made up for that. There were 6 there's 6 pretty good matches. There were some that were better, there were some that were okay. Nothing really sucked, and the end promo just was perfect. The end promo between Taker and Kane was so good. It wasn't too long, wasn't too short, and it just worked. So this week's SmackDown, in my opinion, over-delivered and did a great job. Anyway, I'm Grumpachito, and that's it for this week's I almost said ECW. This week's SmackDown review, and I am